Alright, good morning, afternoon, good evening, everybody. Let's get underway with, well, more Dreadnoughts. More battleships, bringing them on. Hopefully, I mean, there's been a couple changes since we last played. A couple updates. Yeah, hopefully it hasn't broken the save. I hope. I mean, I did a little, I don't know, silly test game otherwise. So, yep, Chinese Empire. Almost be row. Not row, sail. Sail is the correct term. If we're rowing a battleship around, I mean, something's gone very, very wrong. Something's gone horribly wrong. Number of shipyards, 15,200 tons, armed with 2 twin 12-inch guns, 14 6-inch guns, 32, yep. Has to use 18 knots. So US, which is just like cruiser, that's fine. That port's about to be taken, considering that's 4 million men. Let's go do some battles, yes. That is the plan, hopefully, as we sail into, well, the mess that is the Suez Canal. It's like, oh yes, you want the US Navy? Here it is, in the Suez right now. I mean, all our opponents are in Europe, so, other than the Russians. But as it is, this war is slowly dying down. I'm Chinese Empire. But this war is slowly dying. Observes it seems okay, so Japan's probably gonna declare war on us again. Trio protection 1. That's good to get. We lost 6 transports in Sea Japan, but Russia also lost a fair bit. East Germany with the Korean Empire. What feats you have? East Germany with Egypt. Like to order one you'd face. Okay, Sweden, you can order one of these old ships if you want. Do that. Conquered by Chinese Empire. They've taken up conflict. Borders have changed. Army lost some special operations. I have a couple of task groups currently going over to the center of Europe at the moment. I got one task group centered. Well, it's a BB, a heavy cruiser, and then 20 light cruisers. Sort of scouting ahead. And then coming along behind it is the game free? No. It is paid for on Steam. Coming along behind it is a task group with four battleships of a mix of classes. Some refitted, some not. Some higher dated than the others. Along with a couple light cruisers, a couple heavies. I think they're the updated original heavies, and then torpedo boats. And we still have most of our ships here. Where were we sending you? Where was I sending you? I think I was invading somewhere down here. And that's where you guys are here. Oh, no, you were here to block the Austro-Hungarians from invading here, because they were going to do a naval invasion here. We've taken Vladivostok. I'm going to send... These are the 2 new battleships. Or not new, but newer, that are actually built battleships. I'm going to merge these 2 fleets. So they should hopefully merge together. Then I'll send these guys up to blockade Kirvask and all that, and hope that our kind of definitely minor 1.1 million soldiers here just kind of go over to North Shalakin and just kind of take it. It's basically free real estate at this point. So that's the plan for there. Empire Japan commissions a torpedo boat. We've just commissioned our 4 newest battleships that have been, or finished construction at the bare minimum. I've got a meeting and a convoy. We gotta wait for it to build ships and all that, which is fine. It's having a solid think. And also do clashes in the background. United States will lay down. No, it's refitting in Alabama. Ah! This poor light cruiser It's slightly outnumbered. Whether or not it decides to run from us or charge us is up in the air. Rich naval career, his flagship Invincible was blown up in Battle of Jutland, taking him and was later crewed upon the North Sea. Yep. So 1 light cruiser versus battleship, heavy, and then 20 light cruisers. Slightly outgunned. And... oh, there we go. I was gonna say, the game did not like me doing that for a second. So it's to the east, set that ahead. So I'm gonna lay in a course like that. These two in battle line, keep them at max speed. I'll hand you guys to the AI, avoid torpedoes. Go find the enemy for me. Actually, same thing with this formation. Any of the battle line formations, I'll actually have you avoid, but screen center battle line. Where are you guys? You guys are just in the mix in the middle. Oh, you guys are line abreast. Why are you guys line abreast? I mean, that's fine, but go to line astern. And have fun with the AI. This is going to cause all kinds of fun maneuver problems for the AI to solve. As it rearranges the whole formation. Alright, have fun, AI. Although it's... doing better than it was a couple patches ago. I mean, other than that ship. And that collision over there as well. But it's actually kind of pulling into a formation. I'm surprised. Now whether or not this formation can actually catch anything, aka the light cruiser, before it runs away, is up in the air. But we'll give it a shot and see what happens. That's all we can do, is just see what happens. There's a couple collisions still, but it's actually forming a proper screen, which is nice. Like, it's, if there wasn't so many ships here, there probably wouldn't have much problem with actually forming a screen, but it is actually going around and forming a screen. Or trying to, anyway. It's just a problem of they're also trying to avoid ships, which is causing problems. Which is, again, understandable. And considering they're all the same class and they're all trying to avoid and all, they're just bumping into each other. But the screen is forming around us, around the task group slowly. You can see it forming. And these guys are also screen. You can see the not battle line screen, but you can see the screen forming. That's one of the AI formations. Luckily, it doesn't have any ships over here, because that was a problem. It seems the game's gotten better at putting ships in formation together, rather than, you know, willy-nilly around. Which is nice. It's good. It's a good, very good thing to do. As soon as he... okay, no. 30 times speed means that he's outrunning us. Which means there's not going to be a battle in this fight. He's running away. At the northeast, yeah, he ran away. We cannot catch him. I don't... oh, he's heavily damaged. We might be able to catch him given enough time, but I don't think we could have. And also, collisions are still happening in the background, so we'll just hit the exit button so that it stops happening. Armor cruiser, built in response to Brazilian battleship, increase of naval force in Latin America, out of date by the time she entered service, a prolonged construction period that lasted for nearly 10 years. Yeah, that'd be definitely out of date. 2 twin 10-inch guns. Looks like they're offset, but no, well, they're probably 4 mounted. One on each side, 1 turn on each side. And 28 smaller caliber. Heavy damage, yeah, heavy damage. So, weirdly enough, counts as a victory. Japan's at war with somebody. Not sure who Japan's at war with. Sweden wants to order 2 Danyangs. All right. Yep. You can have Danyangs. Kind of trade error. Heavy versus heavy. Oh, this is one of the new heavies versus Dmitry Donskoy. This didn't go well last time, but it might go better this time. Let's see. Green Crew versus Green Crew. We'll see. This will be a fight. There will be a fight in this one because they're both roughly the same speed, and the AI will want to go for the transports. Southwest, of course, the transports are in front of the escorting ship for brilliant tactical design choices. Looking back on it, I should have moved this rear turret on the heavy cruisers farther to the aft to allow a greater range of fire. That way we don't have to give such as much broadside to the enemy in order to engage them, but, you know, that can be fixed in the next generation. Of course, it's going to be single ship on single ship, so not too much we can do for complex fleet maneuvers or, you know, oh, target these battleships. It's heavy versus heavy. The main thing we're going to be doing is watching for torpedo launches, or the enemy attempting to get into torpedo range and preemptively maneuvering. Yep, we're down to 5 times speed, which means the enemy is close, which means we should be engaging shortly to the west, so over here, which means we're actually in a goodish position. Yep, there's enemy engaging. They have a better spotting than us. There's the enemy there. We got first hits, though. Ricochet. Probably a 4-inch round. Let's slow the battle speed. Or the most accurate speed. Ricochets. Just to improve accuracy. Oh, just short. You can see there's Dmitry Donskoy. She's using a turret class, or turret style. Well, we've moved on to more traditional overpin fire from 4-inch. Just short again. On the Ganzu. 3.7% chance to hit right now, which is actually, ironically enough, less than the 4-inch guns. That's funny. It's odd. Normally, the bigger guns have a higher accuracy early on, because they're less affected by wind and all that than the little tiny 4-inch rounds. It must be a case of, overall, there's a higher chance of the 4-inch rounds hitting just because there's more 4-inch rounds to fire. And it looks like the Admiral Nakamilov is turning away, partial pen rather, on a main gun with a 4-inch round. Partial pen's good. It's not a great, because that means we partially penetrated the armor on the turrets of a main gun, which has damaged it, which means it will be less accurate, which is a good thing. Overpen secondary, which means we penetrated through and out the other side effectively. Oh, there's flooding. That was a 9-inch hit. Aft belt, overpen. She's flooding in the stern. Looks like her, basically right where her shaft propellers and rudder control rooms are meet the hull. Flooded, which is, you know, good, although it doesn't have any effect in game. But that's the rough location in real life that it would be. Which is also probably the most susceptible area, because that's where the openings in the hull underwater are on a ship, because the propeller shaft has to go through the hull in order to get out. And now we scored a 6.2-inch penetration fire. Looks like roughly a midships and exploding, causing flood. It's probably effectively shrapnel flooding. And then again, we scored flooding again. I'm most tempted to keep on this course. A, because it brings her biggest guns, basically majority of them, out of action, damage from rudder and flooding. And B, we can still, while us keeping most of our guns in action. Although she's fixed her rudder and her flooding, it also gets us out of torpedo range. And our higher speed means that we are less likely, or she can't really catch us, because we are faster, if we turned up the speed, rather. We aren't at the moment, but we always had that option until, you know, until that happened. That's not actually good, because that means our engines are going to be less efficient, which means they get less acceleration out of them. You see the acceleration actively dropping due to damage, or rather capacity, which means we still keep the speed handily, but accelerating could be interesting. We'll accelerate far slower than we could beforehand. But it's not as bad as it could be. It's not the case of destroyed just yet. Plus, taking her on this course also means that we're taking her away from the transports who are unarmed. Open destroyed casement and a fire. That's destroyed her part of her forward firepower, and fires can touch off magazines if we get lucky. Which we could. We probably won't. But if we do get lucky, it could touch off a magazine. That's dropped probably due to maneuver and also recent damage instability. Basically, the hull shaking from a recent hit. She's actually closed slightly. Now she's bringing her udder against the bear. Overhand damage main tower, conning tower damage, fire flooding. That's actually good, because conning tower is where the captain is, or the commanding officer, which is impairs gunnery, basically everything, if the conning tower is damaged. Her machinery spaces are also flooding. Yeah, her machinery spaces, they caught it, but she almost lost the boiler room, or machinery room, roughly. Parchment fire, which is good, because that distracts damage control teams away from fixing flooding or anything. Although their flooding is no longer coming inboard, but she still has float ability. She used engine 3 damage and more flooding. So engine 3 is now damaged, so she's less got less power to work with. And there we go, parchment damage main gun. Actually, it looks like destroyed a main gun. Looks like destroyed the 7.1-inch gun turret, which is good. That's her biggest gun turret knocked out, if that is the case. That's flooding again. Looks like it might be destroyed main tower. That's accuracy penalties. Destroyed casement fire. Penetration fire flooding on the Gneisenau now. That's actually really not a good hit, because that's the machinery spaces again. Pen times 2. She's lost 2 machinery. No, she's got 1 still. Yeah, we've lost some machinery as well, so now we're going to slow down. In fact, our max speed is now 10 knots. And as we all slow down, we're going to become easy targets for each other, because the complex equation of placing a shell fire controls damage, which is actually very good. That means even less accuracy in combination with the main tower. But the complex equation of, oh yes, my enemy, this ship is traveling XYZ speed at XYZ range, so I need to place a shell that travels XYZ fast into it by aiming the turret at X direction and at Y elevation and firing at Z time. So, a ship that's going slower is, well, it's easier to do the calculations for that than on a ship that's traveling at, 30 knots. It's far easier on a ship that's doing 10 or less. Okay, this is going to turn into who hits more first. This is what this is going to turn into now. Because we're no longer have the speed advantage. We can still accelerate slowly, but it's very much going to be a case of who scores the killing blow first. Because it looks like we've knocked out the gun turrets that all but one that can target us. Destroyed main gun again. And she's only really got like a secondary gun firing, which is good. And this slow speed does mean the chances are hitting is 26% chance, I believe, per shell. Yeah, 25% per gun, 69% across the whole salvo. So, every single barrage of 4 guns, there's a 70% chance that a shell will hit, which is, for 1894, I mean, this is only 1.7 kilometer range. That's still good odds. And it's far better than the last time one of these our heavy cruisers fought the Russian heavy cruiser, and we lost that fight. This time we won. So it is a case right now of they can win. It's just a case of Who gets the first round off determines who wins and who dies. Died on a ship sabotaged by Italian commandos. This was disintegrated into several smaller states. He was appointed commander of the fleet. After 12 hours, he died in his ship. Yeah, that's okay, but yeah, we sunk 3 for it's $1.4 million less, so it's not that big of, well, not as much of a loss. I mean, she is 900 tons later. Wish you can merge at sea, because I don't think you can actually merge at sea. I think it to be in port to merge, which is unfortunate. I know all our friendlies are in the actually not the German port, but we're not at war with Germany, so that's a neutral port effectively. But yeah, it looks like we're going to put into a port in order to merge these two fleets together and send them off to just stay off the coast of Kurasov. I'm surprised the land army is not invading somewhere else, like into Russia, more. Although Russia is dealing with that herself. Let's see. We are still at war with Austria-Hungary, Russia, and the US. Okay, so it is the these flags. So our little trip down the Suez Canal should be fine, and we have a supply port nearby because we're allied with the French, so we don't have to worry about fuel. I mean, we're going to lose some fuel, but it's not going to be as if we're doing the Russian 2nd Pacific Squadron maneuver of sending them around the world with no friendly supply ports, except for what coalers you can, or freighters you can charter. We're not quite pulling that maneuver. That's 6,000 ton heavy cruiser. That'd be good to get. That's probably Mark II of the 12-inch gun. Which would be nice. What is that? Explosive. Smoke compensation. Smoke. Oh, smoke screen generation. Alright. That's good for light cruisers. Not good for us, really. 7-year piercing. That'd be good for a light cruiser, actually. 18's SAP. Because that'd be more effective versus light cruisers and destroyers, effectively / torpedo boats. I think I'm fine with the research focuses, though. Actually, what's our finances looking like? Negative, but we have $500 billion to spend, so we're fine. We're building 15 ships. Some of them are for sale. We're actually almost up to 25,000 ton shipyard capacity, which I don't think we even use. All right. We're still building the next generation, which is the Hongzhangs. We did just get the Caxis, which are out of date from on construction. And these are the Juyens, which are the ones, their current generation battleship. And we're selling one of those to Sweden, of course. Sweden is our trading partner. Why are you just in Hangzhou? Alright, I guess you're repairing or something. We're selling 2 to Sweden. We're selling 3 torpedo boats to Persia, because we do have a trade agreement with Persia. / special alliance. So there might be another fight here against all these fleets, because they're streaming back and forth. So we'll see. Or the war could come to an end, except for against Russia. So there's SAP unlocked. We didn't lose anything, but Russia lost transports. Denmark canceled alliance with Empire Japan. Okay, that's good. It means they'll probably sign with another power. Both fleets are on their way. They're still 70-ish% on fuel, so they're fine because they got fuel ports and all that. Alright, yeah, I'm gonna send these guys. Up to Hangzhou, not Hangzhou, Shanghai, in order to merge together, and then I'll have them patrol off the coast up here of Kurosav, either catching or anything like that. Actually, I could. Naval invade anybody? No, I cannot force a naval invasion. All right. German Empire, United States, France, Russia. 53 ships, we're building 17, repairing 11. We're repairing 1 ship, that's a good sign. The U.S. is... What is the U.S. building? What is the U.S. building? They're unless it's like a giant fleet of torpedo boats, like unless they're building the Fletcher Swarm. That is a lot of ships to be building. Empire of Japan has 87 ships. They're rebuilding their fleet. They're building 28 still. German Empire's at 92. Still War of Russia. What is that? Egypt. Austro-Hungarian has 18 ships. They're allied with the U.S. They're building 2, repairing. Okay, so they have. Are they repairing more ships than they own? How have you done this, if that is the case? How have you managed to create more ships to repair than what you own? I don't know how they've done that, if that is the case. Okay, we're basically breaking even. Transport capacity is good and it's increasing. Crew training is still green. I do wish we trained the crews more rather than getting more crew. But, you know, we can't stop that. That's the current one we have. Let's do a new design. See if we can't build a better one. Better battleship. Battleship 3 still, but we 6,500 I think is the current tonnage of the biggest battleship we have. So until we get a bigger hull, I mean we could future proof. I mean, which actually would be a good thing to do is spend the money now. And time now. Yeah, that's the maximum hull anyway of that hull. Spend the time and money now building, because it'll also help our capacity. Get it started now, get the ticker running now, and build up to 33,000 ton maximum shipbuilding. Even though we can only have hulls of 16,000. That way we have a bigger shipbuilding capacity, period. And it also allows us to, in the future, potentially save money by not increasing shipbuilding capacity. There's a meeting engagement with somebody. Well, it's either Austria-Hungary, Russia, or the US. Okay, we're fighting Georgia. 212. Okay, this is the light cruiser force with the heavy cruiser. It's Pittsburgh. This is a refit Pittsburgh. 2 double 7.1 inch versus an Andong, which is 3 double 7 inch, but they are not efficiently laid out. They're very inefficiently laid out. And torpedo boats versus the light cruiser Swarm. I mean, it's not the most advanced battleship we have. Not by a long shot these days, but it is also not one of the older generations. This is a second generation battleship, so could be worse. Screen, battle line. I'm just gonna fold you in with a screen formation. I'm gonna give you to the AI, avoid torpedoes. The Andong is going to cause problems here with that maneuver. smoke to the west, so dead ahead still. That's fine, we can just speed up time and formation will maneuver. You can see the screen though, form, and then it's going to have to reform around the extended battle line because it was originally built around the one battleship with the heavy cruiser also part of the screen. But now it's going to have to A, catch back up, and B, reform. As the one errant light cruiser joins the screen as well, which is also not helping it. Battle line will slow down to battle speed, which is 14 knots. That will help the screen catch up, and also allow the scouting / AI controlled ships time to go and get ahead of us. And or collide with us. Like this one's doing. Thank you, Panzhella. Thank you. Just gonna scrape against the battleship now. Take some paint, I see. But no, if they decide to actually fight, which I don't think they will, I think they will just decide to run. Okay, but I say, could you please maybe increase your distance in front of the screen? They do have... I guess the screen is centered on the Endong, and not the battleship. To the west, they'll still dead ahead. But if they decide to fight, they do have a spotting advantage, because they do have the torpedo boat, which can get in closer and spot us, and then just run away. What formation are you part of? You're part of the AI formation, which is slowly working its way through the rest of the formation. Okay. I see what's going on there. Yeah, because two of them are up here, running ahead. And then we're just here, and we're just trying to close. Again, they're probably going to run. But if they don't run... well, then we got enough guns here to badly maul them. To badly maul them if they don't run. And the thing is, I think we are maybe catching. Depends on what speed the George is doing. I'm just going to increase speed to flank again. Again, light cruisers can do it. They can easily do it. They can do basically 20 knots. With pretty good efficiency. It's just the battleship is going to have to go max out. Just to see if we can't close. Nope. No, they're just fast enough, looks like. I mean, it was even bad damage. Yeah, 17 knots. Okay, we never could have caught the battleship anyway. We never could have caught it. Too fast. Yeah. So we're in that weird, awkward period right now where we cannot catch, and we don't have the range to find it and engage it otherwise. Well, that's fine. That will be fixed all in time. Von der Tan. This was the HMS Invincible. Weaker main guns, 11 versus 12. No damage on either side. Chinese what? We lost. Ooh, that's actually a lot of transports in the region. See Japan. Because it's a heavy cruiser mucking around over there. Pushback. German offenses in Ukraine. Major offenses look at Austria-Hungary. There's also a lot of U.S. ships, light cruisers rather. There is a pair of U.S. battleships. Port Arthur is unhappy with the amount of battleships in its port. I'm going to move them to Sevaso. There's none there, none there, and then there's the Shanghai fleet, which is overloading that port slightly. What is in here? Oh yeah, it's a Yunfei. And plus heavy cruisers on sea control. You should all be... you're refueling. Alright, that's fair enough. You take the turn refuel. Well, the battleships move over here and, you know, maybe engage something. Because these ones are... hold on. These are our latest, which are... latest constructed, which are the Caxi class, which are under 16 knots, so they can't catch a U.S. battleship anyway, so you never know. They might get lucky. They might decide to not run. It's always an option that they might decide to take. Austro-Hungarian and Italians are clashing. Austro-Hungary is now blockaded because our fleet has shown up. And they also took damage in their clash. Looks like somebody just dropped out of the war. Looks like Spain just dropped out of the war. We lost 7 in the Sea of Japan. Sweden looks over Caxi. Alright. Go ahead. Push back on Hungary. Italian is major offensive. Okay, so Japan wants to improve relations, military conflict in Libya. Let's try and take up. I'm welcome for that for the moment. I'll look to improve relations with Japan. Ensures one last thing. I don't want to be Russia, though, at the moment. Russia is currently fighting everyone. Except Romania. The United States is almost fighting everybody. Not quite, though. Spanish is still with us. They're fighting Russia. They're just almost fighting France. That could be interesting if this goes and ticks over. I hope it doesn't, because that'd be just another massive confusion in the pile of confusion of whose side are we going to be on, because we're allied with both Spain and France. Yeah, I don't want that mix up in the way. We're negative 12,000 because we're refueling some ships and we're building some ships, and we just ordered construction of a new ship, which is going to slow down stuff. Control station, advanced towers 1. That's new ship parts. We only have 1 submarine experiment at the moment. We're not focusing it down either. That's a 6,000 ton cruiser. We're about to get hull strengthening. Will probably be new battleship, and also some bonus, whatever that is. This one was, I think it's engine vibrations and all that. So keep going. Nothing else to do but keep going. We gotta let the fleets maneuver and all that, and refuel and everything. Probably move some of them with a lot of Vostok. There's a battle. It's just a straight up battle. Now whether or not we actually... Oil discovery. Brunei. France and Spain have gone to war. Oh boy. The 6,000 ton cruisers, anti-submarine theory 2. So that's 2 defense power. So, which side to support? Okay. I mean, France is closer, and I think France is more powerful than Spain. So I'll side with France. Which is, it's more confusion. My Super Siege, I'm in control Yemen. It's one-on-one BB duel against the Imperatrice Maitreya, 12,000 ton battleship. Less armored, same bigger guns, more bulkheads, and a bigger hull. This could be interesting. I think this is going to come down to who engages, who gets first hits in. I think this is what this could come down to, is who gets first hits. Northwest, we're going to stay at full speed for better accuracy. Northwest, so over that way. Wait, we do have torpedoes on this ship. I forgot that. They're only 0.9 kilometer range torpedoes, so they're not very useful at the moment, but, you know, they are there if we get the chance. But these are the Mark II 10-inch. 1.4 rounds per minute. I wonder if it's a Mark 1 11-inch or Mark II 11-inch. Because it looks like different campaigns and all can have different things, like the same-ish things unlock, but different particular unlocks. So, for example, we got Mark II guns before we got, like, 13-inch Mark 1s. So it could be either or. Actually, we'll go up to full speed. Fuel 97%. I do like this is now much smaller. It isn't as big. This is a very nice touch, I feel, because it was very big beforehand. Alright, something spotted us. Chapter 13. Something spotted us. It's the battleship. There's only one thing to spot us. Oh, we got first hits. We got first hits with the 10-inch guns. Excellent. And on the 4-inch guns as well. So first round hits for us, which is good. That's a good start to the fight. Is first round hits because damage instability means that he's less accurate for a period. Although we are also not very accurate. All right. Let's see. Oh, they're Mark 1 11-inch guns. All right. So we have a definitive rate of fire advantage over him. 6.3-inch casements. Mark 1s, Mark 1s, Mark 1s. Iron plate armor. Okay, so this is probably their starting battleship. Because it's iron plate. That means the armor is lighter, but it's not very good quality. That's a Citadel. Barbettes. Brown and black powder. Hydraulic turrets. Enhanced reloading. Yeah. This is a definitively better battleship than that one over there. Yeah, we have over double the odds. Like, they have a 0.9% chance to hit, and we have 4.2, which is way better. And we just hit the main tower, which is going to decrease their odds a little bit. Okay, it doesn't have torpedoes either, so we could attempt to... I don't want to attempt to close the torpedo range. I actually want to stay at kind of range, like this kind of range. Because it's going to be relatively inaccurate, and we have the accuracy advantage here. And we have the better armor. So staying at this range is actually perfect for us. Or not perfect, because it could obviously be more accurate. But it is a good thing for us. Better for us than it is for him. Let's put it that way, as long as we keep sight of him. It's far better for us to stay at kind of range than to close. Although closing a little bit is also good because that does improve the accuracy. Oh, there's a partial pen on the 10-inch round. The main belt partially penetrated. I mean, depending on the angle, 3.5 kilometer, yeah, that's understandable. Well, 3.5 kilometers is actually relatively long range for gunnery duels of the 1890-ish. I mean, it's not insanely long range, but it's getting to the point of, unless you're starting to bring out the fire control equipment, you're getting low odds like this. I mean, we are up to almost 6% per shell, which does translate to... Unfortunately, the report thing is hiding it. And I wish it wasn't. Basically, 25% chance that a shell and a salvo is going to hit. Which is, you know, I'm an XCOM player. Those are acceptable odds. Except partial pin from something, probably a 2-inch gun. It probably is a 2-inch gun that hit that. Yeah, 25% is acceptable odds. I will take a 25% chance to hit. I mean, it's either going to hit or it's going to miss. One or the other. Although, he has the speed advantage, so he can just decide to run away. He had the speed advantage. Keyword there, had the speed advantage. He no longer has the speed advantage. He's lost 2 of his engines, he's now flooding. Which means he's going to slow down, which means more accuracy on fire. Actually, it's climbing. We're up to 7% per shell, which means on a salvo, that's almost 40% chance a shell in a salvo of our 10-inch guns will hit, which is only improving odds. And so far, we haven't taken a single hit in return. Okay, that's a whole salvo missed, but then again, she is wobbling a tiny bit. She is a tiny bit unbalanced when it comes to fore aft weights. A small bit unbalanced, which is probably not helping her accuracy. Yeah, hull stability is minus 11%. Partial pen on the 4-inch round. Well, she's only down to 1 inch in damage. Alright, so she's repairing her damage, which is fair. Partial pen again. But yeah, once again, she scored 0 hits, and we scored 13 so far. I mean, we have fired 13,000 rounds, or not 1,300 rounds for these 13 hits, so we got a 1% accuracy so far in total. But we scored more hits than the Russian ship has, although only 1 proper penetration, and that was in the engine rooms. Although she still has her damaged engine rooms, so not gonna worry about her running away. She's probably down to about our max speed. Yeah, again, 25% chance. I think we turn in tight again and try and pull the same maneuver, where we managed to cut inside a little bit and got accurate hit. So there's a partial pen fire on a 10-inch round. I must have hit an angle somewhere. Just gonna put off the deck maybe, or right on that joint. Because as we close in like this, accuracy is going to massively improve, for both sides. But it should improve greater for us, considering we have the more accurate guns. And we don't have any damage instability, which helps. All these tiny little hits we've been pinpricking in do cause damage instability, which means less accurate fire. And we don't have that, so we keep our accuracy. Then again, we are missing. Although I think she is, yeah, she's partially flooded, which means, I mean, it's type of home design. Oh, there's partial pen fire flooding in the bows, so her bows are flooding. Okay, she has maximum bulkheads though, but I don't think she's going to be coming out of this. I don't think she's going to be coming out of it. No, I don't think she's gonna be coming out of this. I think she's gonna go meet Davy Jones real quick. Partial pen, there's a ricochet from an angle, but again, Chinese rounds scoring home. Although she is probably got flooding. There's more flooding. There's a penetration too, a solid penetration. Although it was up front, so no new flooding induced. It's the same area that's flooding. Yep. So far for her combat debut, this class is, well, the namesake of the class is putting on a good show. She's putting on a very good example. And this is with a green crew, which means accuracy penalties, aiming penalties, reload time penalties. So, again, against the green crew, although less green of a crew on the Russian side, or more green of a crew, less green than the Russians, but still green, so still taking that 1% accuracy penalty, which is potentially making a difference between some hits and some misses. Freshman fire. Plus she's got more crew on board in general. Like, she's got double the crew of the ship, despite being of a lower tonnage, which is funny. Yes, this 500 crew, this is 842, despite being a quite smaller ship. I think she's running. I think she's trying to run. I don't think she's going to be running much longer, though. But yeah, this is actually not a bad design for a first-generation battleship in 1890. It's got some nice large guns, some fair size secondaries and casemates, and then a little bit of a 2-inch gun, and then a pair of dual 11s, which is, I mean, it's an arguable choice, but it's not a bad choice in 1890. It's definitely not a bad choice, considering trending-wise, larger guns have better accuracy at the cost of lower rate of fire, so you have less chances to hit, but the chances you do have tend to be more accurate than your opponent, if they have a smaller caliber gun. So it's a trade-off between you have more chances but less accuracy per chance, or less chances but more accurate. Of course, that's a design choice you have to make. That choice comes up less later on, although it does still play into factor. Although, interestingly enough, it then becomes, you know, are you using an older, more advanced, or caliber gun, or a bigger gun, because it flips at I think about around 1920-ish in the campaign. It does flip from bigger guns tend to be of the same mark, tend to be more accurate, to you've got a lot of advanced small caliber guns, but the bigger guns that are coming out are Mark 1s that end up being less accurate than their smaller counterparts. So it does kind of flip around on its head a little bit. 11-12 guns for the rate of fire a lot, yeah. Again, it depends on the era. Ways to you. I mean, in this area, I went from 11s to 9s to 10s on the current generation for accuracy and rate of fire, because I actually got lucky with the technology unlocks of, instead of getting just bigger guns unlocked, I got a Mark II 9-inch gun very early on, which basically made it the exact same as the gun I was using on my battleship, so no reason not to use the Mark II. And then I got a Mark II 10. I'm not going to end battle until she sinks. I'm going to sink her. She's not getting away from this. I'm not going to end battle despite the flashy button popping up, because I'm going to sink her unless she's surrendered. She's not, because she's returned fire. It is just a case of these 10-inch guns have to reload and hopefully put her down. Yeah, there's flooding. That'll hopefully put her down. Oh, she's still afloat. Her crew's putting up a fight. And when you just let the water into that last compartment, you know, help out with the fire. Just put the fire out with flooding. It'll be fine. But no, actually, this is actually now out of date. My current generation battleship, which is basically a proto-dreadnought. It's basically a temple home dreadnought, actually. It's 1 fore, 1 aft, and 1 on each wing of dual 10-inch turrets. So, not the 11s I think Dreadnought had. Off the top of my head, Dreadnought had 11-inch. Which I could be misremembering that. But it's basically a proto-dreadnought of the period. And I think, I mean, don't get me wrong, like, you know, we can face good accuracy, but I think at the moment we have the most accurate guns. I mean, as is, the British Empire can't build Dreadnought due to the small problem with the British Empire no longer existing. She was 11-inch Dreadnought in early BCs, yeah. So it's close. So we got a baby Dreadnought. Not quite an 11, because we don't have the Mark II 11s. If we had the Mark II 11s, I would definitely be using them, because they'd be even more accurate than the 10s, because, again, generally speaking, bigger caliber is more accurate. But, you know, we gotta see what the technology unlock is. But yeah, that was a flawless victory. The Imperial Russian Navy battleship hit us 0 times, despite both having green crews. I thought it was Rossovensky for a second. I was about to go, oh, sorry, Rossovensky. Even in the video game, Your captains cannot hit anything, but no, he's Paulo Thondaviri. I just saw pop. I was like, oh, it looks like kind of like Rosovensky. Yeah, absolutely zero damage on that battleship. Where'd she even go to? She like disappeared and went back to get. Oh, she went back here to get ammunition. That's what happened. She got in that battle midway through transit. There's 2 light cruisers. That's fine. But yes, there is a small. World War I effectively happened early on in this game. Oh yeah, we're at war of. Not Italy. Spain. Now, because France and Spain went to war and they're both our allies, so yay, fun times. I'm gonna divert. That's actually a big old battleship force. I mean, we're pretty good on fuel, despite coming all the way from Port Arthur. Because, you know, friendly ports and all that. Hopefully they'll go and engage there. There's a Black Sea fleet, 1 battleship coming out of the Black Sea. And they're coming north, looks like. Following the traits in their line. Yeah, let's see. Do we have any clue what... No. So we have the Mark II... Actually, no. We have a Mark II 11-inch gun. Oh, wait. That's why. Wait is why. I don't have a big enough hull for a Mark II 11-inch gun. At least not yet. Although I'm rapidly running towards it. Maneuver warfare, let's see. That will give us advancement in formations, crew training maximum, and crew training efficiency. Let's take engines off to get that, because that is good. Training efficiency is good. Because we have a small amount of crew to train. We only have to train roughly 185,000 crewmen who aren't assigned to ships at the moment. You know, just a small crew training pool requirements. Yeah, nothing major. Fleet commissioning, so looks like ship's completed. You're repairing, which is fair, you took a hit. Ah, yes, the current latest generation, our semi-proto Dreadnoughts, are currently commissioning 2 months. I'll actually show them off. The Hangzhaos. We'll view. What did I say? I was about to go new design or delete. I was about to go, no, don't do that. That'd be bad. I don't mind the parts badly placed. It does actually work. It also wouldn't have let me out. Unfortunately, no double turrets here, but 4 wing mounts. Like, this is probably the best we're going to get for the moment. And then, what is that? It's a 6-inch gun turret. Yeah, weight killer is Nightmare yesterday trying to get my Italian ship speed doesn't weight even sure. Yeah. I mean, technically speaking, I can build up to 25 or 26,000 tons. Hell, these are 1650. Like, they are right at the maximum of this hull. They just don't have a big enough hull to really use them, and still have a good enough secondary armament to see off the swarms of torpedo boats that are still around at the period. Like, there's a lot of them. Yeah, it's a single... no, it's 5-inch guns. So 6, 5, 4, 3. So a descending battery. Not quite all big gun. But it's all big gun, then relatively same-ish secondary gun battery. Some 6-inch, some 5-inch for seeing off hopefully bigger ships, and then 4s and 3s for hopefully dealing with everything else. And also damaging bigger ships. That is my hope anyway. Proper semi, yeah. It's a semi-dreadnought. It's just we don't have the gunfire technology or the hulls to really make a proper uniformish battery ship. Actually, I just got 6,000-ton heavy cruisers. I should build not a battleship, but a heavy cruiser. Armor Cruiser 1. Yes, Armor Cruiser 1. 6,000 tons. Front tower 3. Rear tower 4. 19.2. Yeah, that's fine. We don't want that, because that's not a whole lot versus a small intake. I mean, as is, we're probably going to have to use a bigger one, just due to size. That's 25% before armor cruises. Yeah, it's hard to get them to work. It's true. We want range, we want standard. Luckily, we don't have that, but we can go triple expansion. She's going to be very inefficient. I just don't have the funnel space. I think I'll give them hydraulics. Nickel steel. Coincidence rangefinder. Citadel. Do I give them anti-torp? I think I do. Unfortunately, I can't give them forced. I would love to give forced. It's a shame I don't have forced yet. That'd make this so much easier. Center line. Unfortunately, the 11-inch gun is too big for this hull. Can the 10-inch fit? The 10-inch can fit if it fires straight ahead. If this hull's a little bit bigger, a 10-inch would fit. Alright, so we're sticking with 9s, which is... This is better arcs of fire, though, on these 9s than on the previous generation, because the hull is just a little bit longer. So we can actually fire more forward without having to expose as much of the broadside. However, I'm going to move it a little bit farther back. Give that a little bit extra angle forward. Mark II, 9-inch. Standard armor piercing. Or do I give it semis? No, standard. Considering you can stand in the line of battle and hurt battleships. Standard, soft-capped. I think soft-capped. We want gun cotton. We'll keep white powder for accuracy. Right now, accuracy is important. Enhanced reloading. Hydraulic turrets, none of that. We want standard ratio. Armor piercing. Standard ratio secondaries. This is rangefinder, which is the only one we have. So, accuracy up a little bit, but not a whole lot. We don't have any space for secondary guns. There might be a space for a 2-inch secondary. And there's 2-inch secondary gun space if the towers were a little bit farther back, which it can't be. So just fill her with the 4-inch guns, secondaries. And we're not going to be able to long her for this, so we have a choice. Armor, which I think is yes. Upgrade the Citadel deck. 100%. And then choice. That reduces accuracy. Or light for accuracy. Let's go light shells. It's less damage, but it is more accuracy. A barbette. We want barbette. Definitely. 19.2 knots is... It's pretty good for heavy cruiser. I mean, that's probably why the efficiency is so bad. Pitch and roll are not great. Above displacement, so I can't really mess with that. I was hoping to be able to just... Well, I could wing it up by increasing drought. Nope. No, can't touch that. Unfortunate. I was hoping to be able to wiggle that around. I guess we just give it more armor. This is a not normal scenario to be in, and this will also improve these characteristics, which should help a little bit with her pitch and roll by having more weight in the center. Let's give her a nice chunky 7-inch belt if we can. We'll take a little bit off the aft belt. And a little bit off the main deck. And a tiny bit off the conning tower. Tiny bit off the tiny bit off the conning tower. There we go. Just squeeze under the amount we require. She's not efficient engine-wise. But then again, without any induced capacity, I don't know what we can do about that at the moment. Not on this size hull. It's the weird size category of just barely too small to give a second funnel, and barely too small to fit a bigger funnel. Ah, Cruisadino, what is your wisdom? Get engine efficiency. And actually armor your ships. Good ship apart from the dreadful engine, but that's life, yeah. That is life in the 1800s, 1890s. 8,000 kilometer ranges too. It's not too bad. Like, vertical launch cells where? Alright, don't worry. In the future, we'll just rip the turrets out and place them where the turrets are. Keep the secondary battery though. You gotta deal with pirates somehow. And you can't just use a tomahawk on all pirates. You can use it on some of them though. The alley works somewhere. Actually, the main difference against the Julians is basically, I think, armor and speed. Somali pirates really do have ships now, yeah. Well, I mean, we gotta deal with the minor fact that the pirates currently in that area are Austro-Hungarians. But yeah, she's not that much of an improvement over the Julians. But she's a little bit faster, and I believe a little bit longer range. And she weighs more. So just a tiny bit of improvement. Yeah. And we won't build it any immediately, though. But, you know, she's there if we need to. Alright. I need to go and send this fleet around. Let's put some to Hai Chao. Let's send the older ships to Hai Chao, like the Shanxies. The old, outdated ships. And the little bit more advanced ships can stay out. And torpedo boats can stay in the fleet, but we'll send the oldest battleships in the fleet, along with the 2 oldest heavy cruisers, over to Hai Chao to at least, you know, protect the Yellow Sea a little bit. And the rest of that fleet is all fueled. Oh, that's the fleet that's moving. But is the rest of the fleet in Shanghai fueled? They're all fueled. Alright, I'm going to send you guys to meet up in Sabeso, which is definitely 100% has always been owned by the Chinese Empire, never owned by the Empire of Japan. I don't know what you're talking about. Same with Okinawa Islands. They've always been owned by the Chinese Empire. And also Shikayu Island. It's also always been owned by the Chinese Empire. Same with Vladivostok, always been Chinese. Never been Russian. Don't mind the history book saying otherwise. It's always been under the Chinese Empire. Also, hold on. Since we're technically at war with Spain, I can take the Philippines. I think. Or are we just at peace with Spain, though? We could just be at peace with Spain. Austria-Hungary has had a revolution, I think. Okay, so the Kearsarge is fighting this fleet. The Kearsarge can't run. She's an Alabama class. I'll auto-resolve this just because I don't want to try and chase it down just in case the light cruiser does run. Victory, heavy damage against light cruisers. So the light cruisers took a hit, but the battleship is sunk. Alright. Excellent. And then here's a big fight. Here's a big fight. That's a 12.2-inch battleship armed. Alright. Oh, these are their first generation battleships, it looks like. Oh. Oh, we slightly outgunned these guys. Okay, I probably should screen my fleet slightly better. I just realized like these are like first generation battleships and a refit battleship in all the way over here. I probably should have screened a little bit because this is 4 single 11-inch guns, and I will take this fight personally because it's big enough to warrant it, I feel. But I probably should have checked a little bit better to see, you know, exactly what ships I was bringing. Of course, the 2 advanced ships are in tail line. Of course they are. Just join the battle line entirely. Heavy smoke to the south instead ahead. Alright. I'd like to pre-post screening. You're following. No. No. You guys screen. You guys also avoid screen. You guys go scout. Battle speed. But yeah, we have like 2nd generation battleship, I think. I forget how. I'll have to look at the odds. No, I think these are 2nd generation. Led by refit 1st generation. And then 3rd generation battleships. So we got some of the old guards out here. Then again, the new guard is only just basically unlocked as they were sailing out here, so not too much to do about that. But, you know, have to do but kick up time. And they should hopefully try to take battle. That is my hope. Is that they will try to take battle. Also, the young Fu's gone off on an adventure, trying to get behind the huge and dodge torpedo boats. Oh, you can do. Oh, so these are... Oh, these are the Andongs. Yeah, pretty sure these are the Andongs. Which means they have torpedoes and all that. They're a little bit better. Oh, we actually have battle. And it looks like we might just pass down each other's, like, line. Like, just Age of Sail meeting engagement. Like, full-on traditional Age of Sail meeting engagement. Occurring at the moment. Alright. This is part of the game these workaround steps are given. Yeah. Yeah, it does definitely need a bit of work. But, I mean, I think the late res patch has helped it a little bit. It tends to put them a little bit more together than it used to. Like, it tends to try and place ships of the same, like, type in a formation together. And tries to put them together a little bit better. There's less, I've noticed, at least on today, of, oh yeah, these are in the same formation, but they're split to the 4 corners of a fleet, and they're all told to follow each other, like in a line astern. And there goes that torpedo boat. It died very quickly. But yeah, I think these are the 1st generation. Yeah, these are 1st generation battleships. And again, they're far better than the Japanese built. The Japanese built on the same hull tonnage, a single double 10-inch mount and then a 2-inch gun up front for whatever reason. Don't know why the Japanese AI decided to do that, especially considering the Japanese AI has access to the ability to make a 11,000-ton battleship at the start. But they did. It died horrifically. Engine 2 damage on the Yinsing, which means she's going to fall back. Yeah, she's going to fall back, I think. It's going to cause all kinds of confusion in the line. The engine's repaired, but she's still going to fall back because, you know. She already started the fallback maneuver. Oh, no, she actually isn't. She's going to stay in line. Huh. I was getting better on that. I know the latest patch has, you know, it's fixed a little bit of the performance loss from mousing over an enemy ship with a friendly ship selected. But there was heavy cruisers in this fleet. Where are the heavy cruisers gone? Have they just run while the battleships died? Considering the heavy cruisers can just outrun us, I think. That may have been what happened, is the heavy cruisers just ran. As we just take apart these battleships. Open rotor damage, fire flooding. Yeah, the Albert is not having a good day. She's actually not doing too badly, but she's coming back. Open flooding, main tower damage. Yeah, Albert is... I mean, these aren't... Standard bulkheads is less than I would personally put on a battleship. But, like, starting-ish weight for what Austro-Hungary starts with. Because Austro-Hungary also starts with very little ability to build ships for tonnage. It's not a bad battleship. Engine 1 damage flooding. It takes advantage of the fact that early on, big guns are the most accurate. Like, it's not a bad design. It's just, A, they're having torpedoes literally run in between them. And B, they're also fighting ships that have, well, they are far more advanced than them. Although we are getting some friendly fire hits against the destroyers, or slash torpedo boats. They're the same thing, effectively, just size, effectively. Yeah, the Albert is not long for this world, especially considering the Y9 and the Y2 are coming along afterwards. Yeah, I think the heavy cruisers and light cruiser ran. Which is, I mean, it's a smart thing to do. And they're not going to be much of a help in this fight, so save their tonnage and tell them to run. Considering these battleships couldn't run, they are slower than us. I mean, they're slower than some of the ships. The Shenyang up are faster. Yeah, the Albert's dead. So northwest. Oh, did they come around behind us? They might have gone around behind us. I'm just going to detach the Yindang. Oh no, they all fell apart. Alright. Alright, so much for that. Uh, 16.6. So you form a line. See if you can't find the heavy cruiser. And you're 16.6. Yep. So the 3 battleships form a line. The 2 slower ones, nope. 2 slower ones form their own line. And then we'll just go over here. We'll have the light cruiser screen them. The light cruisers, screen them. We'll have the heavy cruisers screen the faster line. Considering they can... Actually, no, the heavy cruisers can't keep up. The heavy cruisers will screen this line. The light cruisers will screen the other line. Because they can keep up with the other line. And the torpedo boats will scout for the fast battle line. Who will now go and attempt to find the enemy. The heavy cruiser. At maximum speed. The other guys will also mosey their way to the northwest in case they manage to bump into them. Coming the other way. That's the only way they're going to be able to engage is if they bump into them coming the other way. Considering their max speed is 15 knots. Because the Yindong, even despite its refit, is still the slowest ship here. at 15 knots on our side. Like, it's not going to change that, even with the refit to the 9-inch guns. So these ships, they did their job, but they're probably going to be scrapped, these class, after this war finally comes to a full conclusion. Because it's been a mess. Like, Austria-Hungary might be collapsing soonish. Depends. Britain did collapse due to economic problems. But to the south. Alright, in that case, end battle. Thank you for giving me the wrong directions. Oh, they're all damaged anyway. They're heavy damage. Alright, that's fine. They're going to be repaired anyway. But no, Britain is no more in this game because economic collapse occurred. Because, yeah, war with everybody in a massive war. Plus, I think they lost a territory, which I think was supplying them with oil. They want peace. I'll agree to a peace treaty. And whether or not they actually take the peace treaty or not is up in the air. Save crew. Italy is now on our side against Austria-Hungary. It's becoming a mess again. Russians, France, Spanish, Italy. Sweden wants to order more ships. Go ahead, Sweden. You can order more ships. France is against Spain. Libya has defeated the remnants of the Ottoman Empire. Against Portugal. Not Portugal, can't trade. Probably a tonnage usage error, if I had to guess. Japan is getting ready to go to war with everybody, looks like. We're still at war with all of the above. That's a different flag. That is a different flag. That has changed because of revolution, I believe. Yeah, we're still at war with them. Well, actually, we're not at war with. Nah, we can't go and naval invade. We could naval. We could navally invade Croatia. Now to find Croatia on the map. Croatia, where are you? Croatia is right there. Oh, would you look at that? We have a massive fleet right in the vicinity. Huh, how convenient. Oh, there's also this massive fleet right in the vicinity. Let's just move over here. And if they don't take peace, well, I don't know. We just might be a naval invasion occurring. You know, minor thing. Just casually get a piece of Europe. Nothing major about that. I mean, it gives me a base over in Europe to launch towards the US with, if nothing else. Also, Wales is by itself now. War continues. Alright, simple enough. Alright, it's one of the... Oh, it's a Shaxi. Ooh, I mean, Shaxi is newer. I wish I could delay. I don't think we withdraw either. I think we're too slow. Yeah, we're too slow. If we didn't have the Jin along, we might be able to withdraw. But she's too slow. Let's see if we can't withdraw. Failure. Alright, we're gonna have to use the torpedo cruisers to hopefully torpedo and sink that heavy cruiser. And also probably the light cruiser at the same time. Sturdy Huddle will send heavy seas. Yeah, it's gonna be... that's a torpedo cruiser. No, that might not be a torpedo cruiser. That might be a light cruiser, not a torpedo light cruiser. Southeast, but yeah. This old turret ship is... I mean, she can push out 16 knots, but she's too slow. Have fun. Go find the enemy. Torpedo him to death, please and thank you. If you wouldn't mind. Also follow the AI's track, considering they probably know exactly roughly where the enemy is. With a heavy cruiser. Have fun, AI. Don't explode too much, please. Oh no, you're just gonna move ahead to the flag far. I set you to auto-avoid torpedoes as well. But the fact we start with a 30 times speed ability means we might not even catch them if they run away. Like, there is a chance we don't catch at all. Okay, listen, AI off, like, end battle, yeah. Yeah, if they're just gonna run like that, I'll end battle. It also gives us victory points because technically they came out damaged, so we technically get damage. I always love these old propaganda, you know, drawings and all that. Especially the Armored Cruiser U.S. Maine and Havana Harbor. Several published in U.S. related to the incident. Unlucky 13, showing the Spanish king, the 13th, playing with toy boats in Cuba. He's about to suffer retribution at the hand of a U.S. gun. Yep. So, medium damage, which means we get free victory points. We lost a couple transports to sea Japan, because there is a Russian flotilla over there. Mobilize to launch a naval invasion. France against Spain. Improve relations with the Chinese Empire failed. We are navally invading Croatia. Casually. You know, nice casual naval invasion. As one does. And if we do take this, we get actually don't have enough tonnage over here. I thought we would, but we actually don't have enough tonnage. Huh. I thought we had plenty over there. Alright, put together another fleet from somewhere. Where's most of the fleet hiding these days? That's 4 BBs at a light cruiser, or heavy cruiser. There's another BB up there. That's one of the Caxies. With the, I mean, they're going to be old ships and a mix of new ships as well. Oh, these are the new BBs. Yes, you guys are all moving to High Cow as well. Oh, wait, you're still commissioning, aren't you? Are you commissioning? No, you are commissioned. All right. If you wouldn't mind, gentlemen, please set sail to join a fleet. Hai Chao. Oh, no, wait, no, it's moving to Sabayo. Why are you trying to go to Sabayo? There we go. Thank you for finally moving to the correct spot. So they're going to form up there. Oh, we're going to send the heavy cruisers and light cruisers up to meet them. Join together. Unless they're repairing. No, they seem fine. There we go. I had to get the correct spot perfect. It's very, very finicky. You are repairing, so you can't move. Hangzhou has a fleet. It's a Yunfei, but it will do to get going on the other way. The other fleet can guard here, I guess, or guard slash poke around at the Russians. Total distance 16,000. Distance return is 2,000. So it will take a couple turns to get there. Get a couple turns, but you know they're on the way. Plus, if we, you know, maybe sink more Austro-Hungarian ships during the crossing, they've changed their naval flag because of the revolution. Okay, understood. But I go, who's that? That's a new flag. How are we doing finances-wise? So minus 12,000. Transport capacity is slowly dropping, but we're also maxing buildings, so GDP is still growing. We're no longer paying as much due to being very good on our shipbuilding versus what we're building capacity. Content on Rust, Admire, 19 pot. There, we're building, most of the ship we're building is actually for sale to Sweden, ironically enough. Half that cost of our monthly balance is shipyard development, which we're just getting well ahead of the curve of. Hull strengthening, that gives us Dreadnought hull design. Gives us Dreadnought 1, small Dreadnought 1 and 2, and small semi-Dreadnought. Excellent. We'll also probably get armor forging close after. Hell, we probably gonna get. We just got maneuver warfare, so go towards hull construction, because it will give us probably a new hull technique very closely after, or if not before, we get hull strengthening. And we're not gonna get anything else before that, so that is fine. So slightly early, but we're probably gonna make a Dreadnought design today. It's going to be slightly early time-wise, but not too bad. There's a strangle, as well as a meeting engagement. Task force fails to escape. We've caught an enemy task force. Okay, so this is... Oh, this is the task force we were just sending over with the massive heavy cruisers versus an Alabama class. That's why 18.3 knots in the Alabama. Maryland. 19.7... 12 double 7.3 inch guns. San Diego. That's an old refit. That's an immediate refit. Marbleheads. I will auto resolve. Draw because they withdrew and we took some light damage. Looks like. Alright, that's fine. And refights. I will auto-resolve this because, to be honest, she probably just might run. And if she doesn't run, she's going to die. Or draw. Medium damage, yeah. Alright, that's fine. We lost nothing, transport-wise. Personally, like to order more torpedo boats. We haven't done any improvements to this class, so go ahead. You can order those. Feel free. Croatia battle is still going on. That fleet, you're still moving to port. And once that's come together, you're still repairing, so you can't leave port. You're still repairing, refueling from that. That fleet, though, this fleet, are you full fuel? Looks like you're full fuel. Head to here. Leave everything but the one that's repairing. Try and catch this U.S. battleship task force. And there's a Russian task force moving to Kharkov, which is way... Where are you going? No, you're going to Petropavlovsk over here. Alright, we can't invade Russia, can we? No, we can't naval invade. We're already naval invading somewhere, that's probably why. Let's improve relations with Spain again, just to, you know... We were allies. You know, we'd like to be allies again. Hull construction, exactly. We get improved stiffening, so weight, strip construction time, and flaw chance down. But we do want that. And then armor forging is probably going to be... I think we keep it going. Actually, let's go control tower. 2 months. And then we'll have, hopefully, have a new control tower for the next generation / first generation Dreadnoughts. Hopefully. Keyword there. 2 meetings and a naval invasion. Ah. Yes, withdraw. Failure, okay. That single light cruiser is dead. Unless they're all badly damaged and they don't... Yeah, draw, light damage. And then there's another light cruiser. Versus an Austro-Hungarian fleet, which is over here. Alright. Again, withdraw. Success. Okay, good. Because again, the single light cruiser is not going to win. Failure. Grand Burma. I've tried to take up and get themselves. Qatar defeat remains its way out. And Empire. Actually, if they're over here, does that mean we are navally invading here? No, we still need more tonnage. Alright. Well, more tonnage is on the way. Don't you worry, gentlemen. Through the tiny mess of meeting engagements, the more tonnage is on the way. I think you didn't quite get port. Yeah, move into port itself instead of beside the port. And then we can go out to the LC and hopefully engage these guys. Hopefully. Keyword. Very, very keyword is hopefully. And maybe, you know, destroy them. That'd be the optimal outcome is we end up blowing them up. There's a whole bunch of media engagements. The Russians are laying down tons of new ships. It'd be nice if we get... Okay, here's a big fight. So this is one of the tasks... Oh, this is the task force we sent out to try and catch the... This is the one we sent out to try and catch... the American battleship force. Yeah, we'll take this fight. We will take this fight 100%. Test speed 22 knots. 4 triple 12-inch guns. Oh, first constructed triple guns in the world. On the Denti Alligari. You learn more every day. Yeah, 2... Yeah, so we have more battleships, but they have heavy cruisers which can act as battleships. We have more light cruisers, and we have more torpedo boats. Thing is, we have many different classes of battleships. I mean, more like 2-ish types of battleships. Which is fine. You guys... Wait, hold on. Just... Hold on. Form the one screen. You guys go scout. Yeah, have fun. Battle line followed by the other battle line. Alright, that seems fine enough. Smoke to the north. We'll turn slightly off north. But yeah, we got some mixing of the ships going on here. Although we have another, I think another flagship. Or class ship. We have 2 class ships here. Yeah, and then the... Actually, no. No. I thought it was... I thought we had a new generation ship here. Oh no, I guess they're all the older ones. The mix of the 3rd and 4th generation ships. Alright. That's good enough then. As that torpedo boat rams us. As you do. As you do. And as some... Oh, the 2 battleships in the back there are colliding. I guess speed differences. Oh no, they're trying to swap positions, I think. Smoke spot to the north. Now, provided they don't run. They could still decide to run. Yeah, you're supposed to be behind this ship, and you were in front of it. Alright, that makes sense. That makes perfect sense. And you're falling just off the side, but yeah. We should have far better ships. Again, okay, they're not running. They have actually come down to fight. And first round hits with 6-inch guns against, I think it's a heavy cruiser. Or light cruiser, but they're dead. There's both their battleships. And they're colliding with something over here. So we did manage to get the first shots off as the torpedo boats come running through. Off to do their torpedo boat stuff. So far we've taken no hits in return and we scored 6 hits and sunk something. Probably torpedo boat. Overpen fire flooding on torpedo boat 4-inch against probably a torpedo boat. Yeah, that's a torpedo boat looks like. Yeah, that's a torpedo boat. Has been sunk immediately. 10-inch gun hits on torpedo boat as well. Man, these 3 enemy torpedo boats are having very poor luck today. As are just enemy ships in general. Like, oh no, they're scared. They're scoring hits now. But it was so far we've sunk basically 3 ships for 3 enemy hits. You know, pretty good. Pretty good. Enemy light cruiser sinks. That enemy torpedo boat is on fire, and conning tower has been damaged as it runs down the line. Why are you all the way back there? Oh, so it doesn't help that there's a light cruiser assaulting a battleship in the background. Gentlemen, if I might suggest bringing your heavy guns to bear against not a torpedo boat? I don't know, it might be a good idea. It might be a good idea, I don't know. If I go, control space, reset your targeting, like, I don't know, maybe... Oh, no, never mind, you're determined to try and kill that torpedo boat. I see how it is, don't worry. Also, the light cruisers are sinking heavy cruisers. As you do. As you casually do. You just have the light cruisers sink the heavy cruisers. I mean, they do have 5-inch guns, and 5-inch guns are pretty good right now. It's heavy cruiser. And 6-inch, and that's a damaged heavy cruiser. Oh, okay, they're swinging their guns around to actually engage battleships, which is what they're supposed to do. Slash heavy cruisers. Like, they didn't even slow down. Oh, no, now you're targeting the torpedo boat again because the battleships disappeared. Alright, fair enough. Maybe target a battleship when they come into range. I don't know, just a suggestion, guys. Just a suggestion. You don't have to take it. Yeah, we particularly want the T4 dead. The T4 has been on our list. We must kill it immediately. As a couple torpedo boats dodging around running the battleships. Alright, that's fine. Now there's an enemy battleship again. Which we outrun, so it can't run from us. Technically, their heavy cruisers could do damage to us if they hit. They are, 8-inch gun heavy cruisers. They're not to be trifled with. Maybe, I don't know, engage something else than the torpedo boat in the back. Maybe leave that for, I don't know, the oncoming light cruisers and torpedo boats. And maybe just deal with these heavy cruisers. Oh, the battleship's coming back. They had one in the circle and they came back. Alright. Brave of you. But respectable. Gotta respect them. They came back instead of just running away. Again, maybe not targeting the torpedo boat with your big guns. Maybe. Thank you. Thank you for realizing that there's a battleship about, 3 kilometers away. Thank you for realizing that, flagship. Well done. Penetrates the main tower immediately for salvo from, I think, the Yang Yu. So far, they've scored no hits with their battleships. So far, we're 77 to 7 hits. That's a pretty good odds. I'll take 77 or 82, 83, 80, 85, 86, 87, 80, 90, 91. Okay, 92. I'll take these odds. I'll take these hit ratios on our gunnery. Into 2 damage, that's the Ernst basically dead. Ernst is dead. Kill the other one, please. Just destroy it. Remove it. Oh, look, here's, I think, more light cruisers. No, these are heavy cruisers coming out from somewhere. They picked the time to come out. After we've already sunk one of their battleships and are destroying another one with torpedoes, nonetheless. Yep, it's dead. Next. Oh, blocked, huh? Got a block. Engine 1 damage. Okay, I mean, didn't last for long blocking. But yeah, 170 versus 12? You know what? I'll take those hit ratios any day of the week. Any day of the week, I'll take these hit ratios. Oh, there's conning tower destroyed and or damaged, and engines are damaged, and they're just a big slow sitting target to take apart at our own leisure. It's almost gunnery training at this point for the crew. Like, these are green crews as well. Like, these are not super trained crews. Like, these are just green old recruits, and they've just spanked. I mean, they are green crews on the enemy side as well, but they just spanked the crap out of this Austro-Hungarian fleet. Like, they weren't even hunting for these guys. They were hunting for the Americans. And yet they came across these guys and just spanked them. Like, 200 hits for 17 on our side so far. I'll take these. And it's like, for 1895% hit rate? That's pretty good. Including two torpedoes that worked. That's pretty good. I'll take that. I'll take that any day. 1890? Basically 5% hit rate? 100%. That is extremely good accuracy. For green crews, that is really good accuracy. Damage funnel. She is sunk. Time to kill the next set of heavy cruisers, which are only 14.5 knots, so we can run down, which means they can't run, which means the only thing that can run away is that torpedo boat, which I think is still alive. Somehow. I'm not sure how, but it's still alive. Which vexes me. I wish it was dead. There's enemy torpedoes. I think just kind of drove by and dropped a torpedo. Damage secondary tower. Partial pen hits ×2, fires. Yeah, it's just a case of run them down, kill them all. Let the battle take its course. At this point, it's basically just the torpedo boat that ran away. It's the only thing that can run away is the torpedo boat. It's the only thing that can outrun us in this fleet. Everything else has been slower. Which means it can't run, which means it dies. For basically no return damage, which... Oh, there's a partial pen, never mind. I think that's the first hit. No, that one's taken 5 hits. The flagship somehow has taken 0. Somehow the flagship has just been not hit. At all. Despite just sailing at the enemy, presenting broadside, and just sailing around them. And being under fire, just taking no hits. Pressure damage funnel. She is flooding rapidly. She's going to sink in a second. Oh, never mind. She took a hit. I cursed her. I went, oh, she's not taking a hit at all. But to go, she might not take a hit this whole battle. And then I cursed her by saying she hadn't taken a hit. So she took a hit. At this point, if it gives me end battle after this heavy cruiser dies, I'll take it. Just because, well, I mean, I'm not going to catch a torpedo boat. I'm not going to spend the time to catch a torpedo boat. Not a single torpedo boat. Not today, anyway. Considering I can't sit here for, you know, a couple hours chasing a torpedo boat around that doesn't want to be caught. And the torpedo boats have making love to the Gulong. Alright. Oh, there's a torpedo boat. It came back. Never mind. I don't have to chase you. And you've already been hit immediately the moment you popped up. And you're now flooding. Ah, yes. We're targeting the heavy cruiser and hitting the torpedo boat. I see how we do. I see it. I see how it works now. We have to target something else in order to hit the torpedo boat. I get you. And it's sunk. Did we friendly fire hit the... Nope. No, that was a heavy cruiser. Damage main gun. Yeah, but, you know, 300-ish hit. It's 272 for 34. I mean, the ratings are getting closer because more rounds are being fired with less hits at this range. But just number of hits versus hits we've received on roughly even-sized fleets, I will take it. 100%. And she's floating again. This class appears not to have very good bulkheads. She's got standard bulkheads and spacious quarters, which means she's flooding quite rapidly. And she's flooding. She's the last ship alive in the enemy team, so she's going to sink. I'm not going to hit that end battle button. That is a trap, because that means she'll be alive. That is one whole fleet just wiped out for almost no damage in return. Oh yes, completely fair casualties on each side. 11 crewmen lost on the Chinese versus 3,640 for the Austro-Hungarian Navy. That went perfectly fine for the Austro-Hungarian Navy. Did not go wrong at all. 47-ton torpedo boats. These are tiny little torpedo boats. And clash of fleets. No, withdraw. They moved down here. Withdraw. Failure. Okay, auto-resolve, because you might survive. Yeah, medium damage. So you survived. And victory, where we sunk everything. Kaiserin and Kungum Marina de Teresa. So, yeah, princess and all that. Alright, Task Force fails to escape. That's an American task force. I mean, they can outrun us, so we will auto-resolve this. Okay, they can outrun us in our entirety, so we'll auto-resolve. If we get damage, we get damage. Or if we sink enemies, we get stuff. Okay, so victory, technically, barely. Because it looks like in the auto-resolve they actually came out the fight. It sunk a heavy cruiser, and heavy damage and light for lots of damage, and a lost light cruiser. Alright. Not as good as it could have been. We haven't lost anything. They want to own our Caxi. Go ahead. New Province takes up arms to try and gain New Province. Ottoman Empire is no longer ally of the Spanish. Can't trade because of that. We don't have enough tonnage to actually navally invade. No. Okay, I don't know why it's trying to move port to port there. That's interesting. How's that invasion going? Oh, France is actually... Oh, because we are there helping. France is actually winning this invasion. It's slowly pushing ahead. So France is going to take parts of Spain. Which means Spain might just disappear. Which means I picked the right choice to decide with. And here comes that fleet, and that's a light cruiser going somewhere, and that's a light cruiser going somewhere, and that's a light cruiser going somewhere, probably to be back repair. The High Chow fleet needs to come out and, you know, sit around here and try and catch that American squadron. That's actually too many crewmen. Actually, that's a... We want the Hung Zhang. We want the new battleships. The Caxis, Hung Zhang. We'll leave on the old ones, the older ones behind. Light cruiser. It's not as big a force as I would like, but it works. That leaves the older ships behind. Okay, it's got enough firepower to hopefully see off the American squadron. If they still hang around there. Oh, they're going up to Petropavlovsk. That's what they're doing. Alright, well, I mean, we can't navally invade them, because they're navally invading Austria-Hungary. And we have a land border. I wish I could tell the AI to go and invade across a land border. German Empire is no longer war with anybody. Alright, good job for you, Germany. You're building 8 ships. You have 21 battleships. Japan is not building too many ships, but they are building. Still at war with Russia. Spain is still at war with them. Again, we're only America, Russia, and Austria-Hungary is we're at war with, so not too much war left. That's 4 months. 4 months. We already got a control station. 3 months now. Yeah, I think that's fine to leave. Yeah, that's fine to leave like that. Leave 1 empty. Budget is improving. Probably because we're not using that. And also transport capacity is improving. So that's also helping GDP growth, which is improving our budget, which is, you know, everything's fine. We are repairing 17 ships. Which is where our tonnage is going to, and why we can't, you know, trade. They are complete repairs of ships, which are probably going to go out in piecemeal to try and rejoin our fleet. So we got task force and 2 mating engagements. Torpedo boats. 3 single. Well, I'll resolve this. Draw light versus heavy damage. All right. Okay, here's Washington. Florida class. Oh, there's a Yunfei. Current enemy task force. Alright. We'll see if they come to engage. If they don't, they'll keep moving. If they do, we'll try and fight them. Again, it's 1-on-1, but we have a lot more heavy cruisers. And then a single light cruiser, which I'm going to tell a scout. I'm going to give this to AI. Have fun, AI. Something's engine's damaged. They're to the east. Maximum speed, which is 15 knots, so not super fast. This is a refit of the first generation of battleships, so she's going to be slow. And she's iron armor, which means not great qualities for armor. But it's what we had to do in order to make her work. As is, if this war ends, I mean, it will end eventually, these ships are going to be scrapped. But while the war is going on, we paid money to refit them, and they're going to be used. Until they can't no more. Alright, you guys are forming up through the mix of these guys. At least these are all relatively new heavy cruisers. You're damaged. Why'd you come along if you're damaged? Like, you have shell holes. I can see them on the side of your ship. Why did you come along if you're damaged? Spot to the southeast, so dead ahead. Alright. Crossing the T-ish. Oh, so the entire formation is somehow not keeping up? Why have you guys failed to keep up with the slowest ship in the fleet? Why? What's gone on? Like, y'all have plenty of fuel. You got 70% fuel. Like, it's not super great amount of fuel, but it is still good enough fuel load. It's not low fuel. You should be able to catch up, no problem. But yet here you are, lagging way behind. I'm willing to bet it is, yeah, it's this guy's messing with them. It's these guys. If I had to take a guess, a stab in the dark, it is these guys. Formation, trying to get in formation that's messing with them. There we go. Alright. That engine almost destroyed on this light cruiser. Yeah, it's a torpedo light cruiser. It's almost dead. Of course, the AI immediately came broadside on the moment it caught them because of Mark II guns and all that. So back to times 10 speed. And just keep going because we're going to catch her. If the AI doesn't cut us off. Thank you, AI. I'm going to turn the battleship off of avoid. We are no longer avoiding any silly maneuvers that the AI decides to make. Like this turn. Why are you making this turn, AI? You're immediately losing sight of them as you turn away, and so you can stop firing. Like, why are you doing this turn? This is a silly turn to make. Just keep going straight. You don't need to immediately heel to starboard or port in order to bring both guns to bear as soon as you spot the target. Again, I think they're running away, which is fair, because I think they are actually all damaged. So we will chase to see if we can't chase them down. Yeah, the AI formation is turned way over here. For whatever reason. Don't know why, but they've turned like this. What are you guys doing? Like, there's literally no reason to do that. Literally zero reason, but here they are doing it. Oh well. Court martials all around for that formation. Court martials all around when the battle's over. If you guys don't die immediately. Later on. But, you know, well, that's up in the air. That's it to be seen. They might die still. Enemy's moved to the southeast, so still ahead. And considering how she's damaged, odds are the other ones are too. If we're lucky. If they are damaged, we can catch them. So I'll spend a little bit of time trying to catch them. But if we don't catch them in a couple minutes, I will go and pull the plug and go, no. They should be down this course. I'm also going to take it from the AI, just manually tell these guys to go east. And since they're faster, since they're not tying themselves to the battleship, and just see if we can't, you know, find them at all. Just finding them. Although if it does pop up times 30, that does mean that they've ran away to the point where we cannot catch them. Not without serious overhauling. Southeast, so we're kind of swapping back and forth between directly behind, you know, and not quite. So yeah, that will do. And you guys are going to overhaul slightly on the outside. That way you don't, you know, just plow through the middle of the formation and cause problems again. Although this screen is not a perfect screen. Considering, don't know why you guys aren't... You can go faster than her. Like, I don't know why you're not pulling ahead to encompass the battleship fully. I don't know why you formed a weird line abreast with the battleship, but, you know. I guess we'll go with it. I guess we'll go with it. Although they are slowly pulling ahead, looks like. Like, I don't know why they're not completing the screen. Maybe it's because there's not enough ships in the formation total to complete the screen. That could be it. The fact that we're not dropping tells me we are probably closing. Which is a good sign. It is good that we're closing on the enemy. Because if that 30 times speed came up, that means that they're far enough away that we can accelerate to 30 times speed. If they're that far away, we're not going to catch them. Not for running out of fuel. Speaking of fuel, actually, that's 41%. That's 59%. You guys are 36, 30. All right, you're down to 30%-ish. That was a collision between the light cruiser. Okay, I was about to say, who's firing? I was about to say, if we're firing, we'll keep going, but yeah, with this low fuel, I'll take this. Okay, they were damaged, so we could have caught eventually, but with dropping fuel reserves, we will definitely take the yes, we will go and end battle. There we go. Click continue, victory. Of course, it counts as medium damage and all that. Ah, Clash of Fleets. This is good. It's a whole bunch of... Unfortunately, there's no heavy cruisers on our side, but... These guys shouldn't run. These guys should actually come to engage, hopefully. Hopefully. Fingers crossed. With 2 heavy cruisers, 2 in tow. Yeah. You guys... Again, there's a damaged ship here for some reason. Give it to the AI. Have fun. Although, even though the AI is probably just going to immediately go and heal you around and all that. The moment they find anything. I'm just going to join that into its battle line instead of, you know... Oh, of course, it auto selects the damaged ship. There you go. That's solved that little problem. Yep, the enemy came out to fight. This torpedo boat. That looks like a light cruiser. No, that's a battleship. That's their battleship. Detach and join Division 2. Are you engaged in the battleship over? Oh, you're engaged in the heavy cruiser. Excellent. Damaged heavy cruiser, but heavy cruiser nonetheless. Don't know why the screening formation is so far behind. Probably because of damage. Thank you, screen formation. Slow down to full speed. Thank you. Zonghan for slowing down. Thank you very much. That is heavy cruiser. See, what's your odds to hit right now? Engine vibration is causing some problems. Although that should drop as your speed drops. Partial bends of 5-inch guns. So it looks like we're getting the advantage when it comes to gun to fights. Unfortunate misses. But these are also the 9-inch guns, which are not as accurate as the 10-inch guns, Mark IIs. Just 31% chance of any shell hitting in a salvo. Not too bad. Heavy cruiser molding, which is flooding and sinking rapidly. It's rapidly sinking. There we go. It's sunk. That's a penetration from a 3-inch round. Not even a big round, just a 3-inch round. They're now flooding. That torpedo boat is dead. The heavy cruiser is next. Kaiserin and Elizabeth. Excuse me. I was slightly worried for a second, but it looks like this is going perfectly fine. I mean, some hits against some light cruisers and all that, but that's to be expected. They are screening for a battleship, after all. That is completely expected. Oh, there's a destroyed secondary tower. Excellent. Actually, is that super firing gun turrets? That is super firing gun turrets on the rear. Okay. Alright then. You know, fair enough. Fair enough. They can do it, so why not do it? Why not? They can do it. Why not? The more efficient layout than the forward gun turrets, for sure. More efficient layout. She's flooding, which means she is probably going to die due to sparse bulkheads and tiny hull. But she's 4,000 tons. Our lit cruisers weigh about the same amount as that are their heavy cruisers, which is an interesting problem to be in when your enemy's light cruisers are the same weight class as your heavies. It's generally not a good sign. Generally not a very good sign at all for you if your heavy cruisers are the same as the enemy's light in terms of mass. That generally means things are about to go very poorly. Very quickly. And so it's to the west. I know they're over here. We should be able to catch them. No problem. Considering their class. The light cruiser may not, but the battleship should be catchable by this battleship, which means we should be able to engage and sink her. No problem. Hopefully. Hopefully no problem. Fingers crossed. Always fingers crossed, no problem. As the screen formation slowly kind of gets into place. They did get slightly out of place. The AI formation is also slightly messed up due to the additional ships added to it. To the northwest. So this maneuver is going to help the AI a lot, probably. Nope. Alright, end battle. We'll accept that. Light damage, and sinking some heavy cruisers and all that. Yeah, it's just the light cruiser, which we could have caught, and the battleship, which we could have caught, but not going to spend forever chasing down some ships. With us 2 crewmen. In order to sink 3 ships. Yep. That's almost, you know, effectively just having a guy get knocked out by a loaf of bread. Levels of casualties. Almost, but not quite. Yeah, light damage on a single ship. For heavy damage on a headlight cruiser. And heavy damage sinking 3 others. Or on multiple ships, I guess. People board. I guess the Orange Free State. Portugal and Spain are no longer allied. I'm just going to chill there. Hopefully catch some fleets as they move around. Let's see. That is 107 out of basically half the tonnage required for that naval invasion. I'm going to naval invade here. It is happening. It will not be stopped. I will not be denied. Except for maybe fuel. Fuel could deny me from navally invading somewhere. Although I did just get a refill of fuel. I don't know where you're going. Probably to join up. Same with you. Oh, you're just gonna hang out there, aren't you? Oh, yeah, just those 3 I purposely pulled off. Light on light cruiser, the heavy cruiser repairing. There is that fleet here, which is repairing and rearming. Still, I mean, it's still reloading a little bit, so we'll let it go for a turn, then we'll send her across. Although I should probably leave them here. Because A, see Japan, you know, these British, not British, American battle formations just kind of sailing around. And B, you know, we do need to, you know, keep a fleet over here because the Russians are near. Agree to a peace treaty, if they'll take it. I mean, I don't want to be. I think this is pre-decided, gentlemen. I think this is a pre-decided fight. I'll resolve though. I mean, which might throw light damage versus light, you know, draw. All right. Let's see if you can withdraw. Success, excellent. Yeah, auto resolve. I'm not gonna fight a single fight against a heavy cruiser. Medium damage, excellent. For basically some crew. See Japan, yeah. Argentina signed with Italy for a trade agreement. Failed to gain control of Croatia. Probably because we didn't have the navy there, or enough of a navy there in time. That's fine. We'll just move more ships in. I mean, we're already sending more ships in already, so they'll get there eventually. Don't you worry. Let's see. That is... Oh, that's only a heavy cruiser. Alright. Most of the Russian fleet is up here. Arabian Sea. Which they have to go right past this battle flight. So, hopefully that will sink some Russian ships. Hopefully. So hopefully, I don't know, maybe, gentlemen, I don't know, might be an idea to, I don't know, invade more of Russia? Government? Might be an idea. I don't know. Maybe? Might want to do that? Possibly? Just making a suggestion here. Next month, we'll get the new battleship. Hull. And also hull construction, which will help. You know, less flaws is always welcome. Looks like some new casement technology on behalf of the Americans, and I think... Nope. No, I don't think that they are willing to surrender yet. Oh no, peace signed. Hmm. I'll take what these your most expensive battleship. And Verbus Unitus. Yep, we'll take that too. And Francis. You know, we'll take that. And the Carl. We'll take your expensive battleships, because they have odds to actually, you know, be fairly good. Or, you know, best you have. Cripple you a little bit. Kneecap you. Finalized. No promises received, because, you know, didn't invade enough, but... Ah, no, these are just... Oh, no, we do have a Francis with Carl, which is a different class. It is faster. And is repairing from damage. Right, so I see Scrapyard for all of these. And some funds. Must prepare for the worst case. As they all get negative relations. Ah, that's an auto fight. I'm not... draw... hi, yes, auto resolve. Because they can just run away if they want to. So if they don't run away, we'll damage them. And they've got damage. St. Louis and Fickersburg. See if we can't withdraw. Failure. Alright, I'll resolve. Victory. Oh, good job. Well done. I thought I expected you to die. Light versus heavy. Try withdraw. Success. Alright. Light versus heavy torpedo boat. Again, try to withdraw. Failure. I'll resolve. Just kind of rapid fire this along. Desperately access the sign a peace treaty. Agree. Oh, because we sunk the heavy cruiser with the light cruiser. There's a Dreadnought hull design, which adds hull form, stability, floatability, resistance, hull weight, and engine vibrations down. All excellent things. And improves stiffening, which also reduces hull weight, construction time, and ship flaws. Surplus sign with Russia for a special agreement. Provoke Chinese, okay. Jamaica, people north and So the last war we're in is Russia and, well, I mean, Russia's asking for peace, and we did go, yeah, you know, we'll take peace if you're offering peace. Can we navally invade Russia? We can't. We also can't naval invade America, so, you know, nothing to do there. We're gonna keep those going. I'm gonna put it into big guns. Secondary turrets on light cruisers. Times one barrel for light cruisers. Anti-flash 2. Actually, anti-flash 2 is good. That is very good. Alright, but ship design. Time to design a brand new battleship and also potentially heavy cruiser. Depends if it's a heavy cruiser hull. Because we did get a semi. Or a small dreadnought. No. Small semi dreadnought. Yeah, we can just go Dreadnought 1. No need to go semi-Dreadnought or anything. Reinforced main tower 2. Rear tower. Let's see, what does tall funnel, just going straight to tall funnel, biggest funnel, give us? 73% efficiency. And then a little tiny medium funnel there gives us almost 100% efficiency for 20 knots. Center quarters, maximum range. Main gun, center line. Mark II 11s. I was about to say, I can... It's not the greatest arc forward. I mean, I could just rotate these turret. Like that. And that's pretty good arcs. Yeah, that's pretty good arcs for a center gun turret. Not perfect efficiency. It's pretty good pitch. It's a little bit aft heavy. We can't fit another centerline main gun, though. We don't have the tech for it just yet. That's only going to increase the aft offset, so... But I say we can just bring that aft turret forward a little bit. Help with that. Casement gun, 7-inch. This is basically a uniform battery. And then casement 7s, which is pretty good. Like, that is basically having heavy cruiser secondary, main battery as a secondary. Let's see, that's 42% before anything else. Nickel steel. Alright, we got to wait for that. Citadel 1. Anti-torp. Barbette, standard that. Standard armor piercing, not semi. Soft capped. Standard ratio. Standard gun cotton. With... white powder still. I think white powder is the best choice. Keep accuracy. Coincidence rangefinder. Enhanced reloading. And no hydraulic turrets just yet. Almost forgot. Medium triple expansion. That saves a bit of weight, which we can put into armor. Let's see. Citadel deck is going to be improved. 1.6-inch Citadel deck. It's not the best, but it is... I mean, it's the best Citadel deck we've ever built. I'm also going to move this main tower forward. Which gives this gun turret a little bit better arc of fire. And does improve the pitch sway of the ship without increasing weight. I can't increase the gun life. I could make these slightly bigger, but I think that's fine as they are. So I think we are going to be the first ones to build Dreadnoughts. I think. 12.1. Let's increase the main belt to a nice solid 13. No, let's go a little bit higher. Let's go to a 14-inch main belt. And as is, this hull design, period, does have room to go larger, so when we get finished with the update to the dry docks, we can, you know, build bigger, as it were. But yeah, this is actually, in my opinion, not too bad of a Dreadnought. It's pretty good. I mean, they could have had better rangefinders, but, you know, that comes in time. Or, you know, Mark II versions of the 7-inch gun, but Mark II 11s, 3 of them, in all center lines, they can all be brought to bear. It's a nice uniform battery, which will help with accuracy, instead of having lots of different calibers. It's main caliber, secondary, and that's it. This is the Kuhana. Which means, all these older battleships are going to be scrapped. Except for the Caxies and the Hung Zangs, considering they are... well, they are new. I mean, when the war is over fully. The war is not over yet. The war is still ongoing. But yeah, when the war is fully over, the older ships are being scrapped. Hell, those ships we just got from Ashangaria, they're immediately going to the scrapyard. And we're also immediately going to order the 10 million more. Then again, there are also 10,000 tons more, so nice even linear increase in price over these ones. We're just going to immediately start building 6 of them. Take 31 months. You are being scrapped. You are not being repaired. You two are also being... oh, I can't select both. But you are being scrapped, and you are being scrapped. I'll leave the Yun phase that are in port. Are you winning? I mean, so far we are. So far we are. We've also, I believe, got the first Dreadnoughts under construction, so that's good. Vladivostok is ours, which is also good. More territory, more ports. All good. And we just forced Austria-Hungary to give a peace to us, pay us money, and also give us ships. We've in a power move, immediately scrapped because they're terrible. Like, they're terrible ships. So we got them and went, yes, these are shit. Threw them out and put them into the scrapyard. Russia is suing for us for peace, so if that happens, then we just turn our fleets and go across and say hello to America until they decide to give up. And then we reorganize. Vis-a-vis, we go and scrap ships, build other ships, deal with all these meeting engagements. There's a fair number of meeting engagements going on. Alright, we're at peace with Russia. Ooh, hold on. We can take territory. I mean, we gotta take Kamchatka. We have to take Kamchatka. We'll also take, South Shuriken. Actually. Ooh, we could be Trixie. We could be Trixie and just go and steal, Southern Finland. And just have a port in the Baltic. So we can work on stealing every port that the Russians have on this coast, either through invasion or making them give it to us. And we can also steal Southern Finland. We now have Southern Finland. Is now ours. Also, New York is here, except it's a Florida-class battleship. 18.7 knots is pretty good. And withdraw, failure. I mean, this ship is dead. This ship is 100% dead. It will auto-resolve, unless they're all damaged ships. Then they might live. It's a draw, apparently. Okay. Oh, look, it's Indiana. Alabama class. Yeah, the U.S. apparently went with other iron armor, that's why. Let it go. Success, withdraw. Danyang versus Vicksburg. I mean, it's not gonna be able. We're not gonna be able to run us or run away. All right, we'll battle. We'll take this battle. See for ourselves how they look. I mean, light cruiser v light cruiser. It's gonna be a case of whoever gets first real hits in. Oh, so they're using cage masts on their light cruisers. Okay. Well, alright, America. You have that technology. Go for it, I guess. Go for it, I guess. But yeah, I think we're the first to get Dreadnoughts under construction, which is, you know, good for us. And we are... I mean, if we can force to steal a territory off of America, I'll take it. Like, if we can manage to grab a port on the U.S. East Coast, I'll take it. 100%, I'll take that. I'll take ports on the U.S. East Coast and just station a battle fleet there. Or at least a couple ships. That's about the northeast, so they're close. I think they may have turned around and started to run. Which, if that's the case, we're not going to catch them. If they turned around and started to run, we're not going to catch them. Simple as. They're faster than us, so... all we can do is see. See if they decide to run or not. Hopefully they didn't. Fingers crossed. But... you know, all we can do is try and see. Which, well, I mean, we're close enough that it's down to 5 times speed, so... we're probably right on the edge of spotting each other. I know, they spied us. And probably turned and ran. Without engaging. Alright, so... Better towers would be ideal, obviously, but yeah. That's all tech and time. Spot to the east. So we're slightly off course. Slightly off course. What's your speed doing? No, you're still actually pulling up the speed. Oh yeah, guys, you guys don't have super high efficiency. You guys have high-ish efficiency, but not highest efficiency. Which is a shame. It is a right shame. Semi-balanced rotor. Yeah, you're also not packing the best engines. Brown powder, gun cotton. So you're also not wielding the best propellant either. You do have a good rangefinder, though. You do, well, I mean, we only have one rangefinder, so it is a good rangefinder by default. Having the coincidence, but you know, it's better than nothing. It's better than just going, "Oh, hey, Bob, how far is it?" "Oh, about 5,000 yards." "All right, Bob. Bob, you're wrong. You're short. You're going in the gun next." It's better than that system of aiming. Oh, so I think they're running away. I think they've chosen to run. I don't think we're gonna catch. Unfortunately. Which is a shame. It is a very much a shame. But, you know, that's how it goes sometimes. I should just auto-resolve, but, you know, I went, nah, you know, we'll see. And then they decide to just run away. As they are. As they are. Yeah, at this rate, if we get the option to end battle, I'll actually attempt to end the battle by turning away and opening the distance to speed up time. If we get that option, I'll take it. Just because I do have to end this stream in a couple minutes to grab something to eat, because I haven't eaten since I got home. Since, you know, lunchtime at work. So, gotta get something to eat before raid. Yeah, immediately lost sight at the moment we turned away. So we're right on the edge of seeing them. And the moment we turned away, they lost sight. Time sped up, so yeah, they're just barely faster than us. Alright, if they're just gonna run away, I'm not gonna chase. I'm just gonna turn away and go this way, and you know. It's probably the southeast, yep. If they chase us, then, you know, nothing I can do about that, but if they keep running away, you know, I'll accept the end battle. I'll accept that. Simple as. Simple as. Yeah, 30 times, so we're far enough away we can... There's the end battle. Oh, heavy damage, so they must have been just barely faster than us. Ooh, that's a shame. That is a real shame. Imperial Russian Navy, late 1890s. Struck one of her own mines, yeah. That's a fitting that fits so perfectly the Russian Imperial Navy during that war, during the Russo-Japanese War. Struck one of her own mines and sank. That is peak. Oh, apparently we're now at war with Austria-Hungary again. So much for that piece. Good thing my fleet didn't leave yet. Okay, yeah, you swing, you can order a single Y1. Trade, because that. But yeah, no, we just have southern Finland now. Not massive ports, but you know, we can fit a couple ships up here. One better to actually northern Finland is not much better, but you know, we got southern Finland. It's now under Chinese control. And plus, since we're at war with Austria-Hungary again, kind of ish. I mean, it says we're at war. Probably gonna take over the war next turn. Means we can try and take Croatia again. How fun! And would you look at that? The extra ships we need to take Croatia are steaming in. How's research doing? Offset research, internal protection, gun layout. Secondary on light cruisers. Small guns is Mark II 4-inch guns. That's actually good. I assume we have Dreadnoughts. I'm gonna actually turn off these. Just let that go towards other stuff. Speed up overall. We'll take a month. See what we get for next time. See what happens. Sweden considering the destruction of Chow. Actually, yeah, I think you Sweden. I think you mean Sweden that you finish construction for you of Chow. I think that's what you mean. Blockade ceased because they, and then they've immediately blockaded again. No, withdraw, failure, auto resolve because it's the same damaged ship. Yeah, withdraw, failure, auto resolve, probably sunk. Yeah, sunk, but did damage to 3 ships, including light damage in Montana. All right, just a light cruiser. Yeah, withdraw, failure, auto resolve, medium, light. Okay, here's the U.S. fleet down here. It's all just hanging around down here. Utah, Delaware, Rhode Island, Florida, so Florida name ship, all Florida class. It's just it's the whole fleet. It's the whole U.S. fleet is over here against a light cruiser. Who can't withdraw. All right, see what damage you do. See how long you last. You did light damage and you got away. Oh look, it's the Austro-Hungarians who have come out against the heavy cruiser fleet. I'll auto-resolve this just because I am going to end now. Just go use one. Medium damage, which is expected. Draw. Proper anti-flash. Save some crew. They lost some transports. Fiji's going to take control themselves eventually. But yeah, the required ships are arriving in the area. They are arriving, which means we might soon have enough tonnage to, I mean, not today, but next time we go and play, to go and take Croatia. Provided we can navally invade. Yeah, we can naval invade. Excellent. Just casually grab part of Europe as well. I mean, we already have a part of Europe, but, you know, part of Southern Europe. In, you know, in the giant flash zone, but, you know, it's neither here nor there. Neither here nor there. Actually, how finance is doing? Down, but we're gaining money because we're doing that. Also, we're up to almost 200,000 recruits. They're all still green. Growth is still, I mean, growth is slowing. Luckily, since, you know, we plan to scrap a whole bunch of old ships, yeah, it's not too bad. Also, ammunition costs are very cheap. And once we're done building ships, you know, that $8 billion is out the door. So we're going to save. Save. Overwrite the campaign. Yes, we want to overwrite it. Don't worry about that. It's the main menu. Thank you all for coming out. I'm going to see if I can't find something to raid. Unless they've canceled it. Raid night with the static. Let's double check before I say it is happening. And nothing about it canceled, so it looks like it's happening. So I'll be back in an hour time with raid night. Re-clears and hopefully working on some more P8S. Unless we, you know, fail horribly at re-clears. Alright, note immediately, so that'll be it for me for the moment. Thank you all for coming out. If you just out here for Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts. If not, I hope to see you again in about an hour's time for some raid night. Where, again, hopefully re-clears and hopefully working more on P8S Phase 2. Hopefully see you in a bit. Have a good one, everyone.